There was a thief, clever, cunning, but hollow inside. He had spent his life stealing from others' wealth, time, trust, yet he never found lasting satisfaction. Now he was weary. Theft no longer brought fear or excitement. A strange silence had settled within him, one he couldn't comprehend. That night, as the village slept and the moon hid behind clouds, he decided this would be his last theft. Either he'd strike it big, or end everything. He had heard from a merchant about a monk living alone on a hill. No guards, no disciples. It was said that the monk spoke little, but those who listened had their lives transformed. The thief didn't care about these tales. He thought, peace is just another thing to break. Maybe this time, I'll shatter someone's spirit, just as mine was broken. The night was dark, the moon concealed by clouds, and a strange chill filled the air. The thief climbed the hill silently. His steps were cautious, but his mind restless. As he ascended, a heaviness accompanied him, old memories, unfinished stories, forgotten touches. At the hilltop stood a small hut with a dimly lit lamp. An elderly monk sat on a mat, calm, still, as if time itself had paused to watch him. The thief's steps halted. He hadn't expected someone to be awake before his arrival. The monk slowly opened his eyes and, without fear or surprise, said, "Come, sit. The night is long." The thief was puzzled. He asked, "Do you know who I am?" The monk closed his eyes again and replied, "Perhaps, but more importantly, do you know who you are?" The thief was taken aback. He said harshly, "I've come to rob you. Give me whatever you have. I won't leave empty-handed." The monk bowed his head and said, "What isn't yours, you can never truly take. And what is yours, no one can steal. Go inside. What you seek is there." The thief entered. There was nothing of value, just a mat, 2 clay pots, a torn sheet, and the same lamp. He came out angrily. "Are you mocking me?" The monk calmly said, "You came to steal something, but perhaps life has brought you here to receive something." A silence enveloped them. The night grew deeper. The thief sat nearby, his breath heavy, something within him breaking. He whispered, "I wasn't always a bad person. I used to sleep in someone's lap. I used to cry holding someone. But then the world pushed me, and I learned to push back." The monk pointed to the lamp's flame and said, "Look at it. It's burning, consuming itself, yet giving light to others. That's compassion. That's strength." Silence again. A storm raged inside the thief. He asked, "If I were to kill you, wouldn't you be afraid?" The monk softly replied, "What dies is the body. What fears is the ego. I possess neither." Tears welled up in the thief's eyes. "Who are you?" he asked. The monk smiled, "The one people seek but fail to recognize." The night passed. They ate rice in silence. For the first time, the thief ate without fear, without haste, as if he wasn't hiding from anyone. The lamp's flame was fading, but another light had ignited within, a lamp that burns only in silence, when one begins to see oneself. As the first ray of dawn touched the hilltop, the thief was no longer the same as he had been the night before. His face was calm, eyes steady, and his steps unhurried. Villagers noticed a new face sat beside the monk, not seeking questions, but immersed in understanding answers. When someone asked the monk who this new person was, the monk simply said, "He's no longer a thief. He's begun to see himself." And when the thief, now a seeker, bowed and softly asked, "Are you the Buddha?" The monk looked into his eyes. He gave no answer, no sermon, no declaration, just a serene smile. And in that smile's silence lay the answer. They say, every person harbors a thief within, always chasing, grabbing, striving for something, be it respect, love, success. And in this chase, we forget that the most precious thing that can transform us isn't outside, but within us. life sometimes introduces us to that monk, a silent experience, a glance, a pause that doesn't stop us but shows us a mirror. And then we realize we weren't here to steal, but to meet ourselves. That the questions aren't about the world, but about our own emptiness. Sometimes, the night that comes to break us ends up mending us. And in that breaking, our false faces fall, the ones we wear for the world. When everything is taken away, something genuine, something personal begins to grow within. True transformation doesn't arrive with noise, it often comes quietly, like a monk.